Oh, okay, now.
Now, all right, let's test this.
Yay! Perfect. Works. Perfect. Hooray. So before we went to the negative zone with the camera, the reason it got worse last time is because I mistakenly put the delay on the camera, and so that's when it got worse, but now we put the delay on the audio, so everything should be fine. Who knows why we had to do that? We didn't have to do that with the old computer, but hey, things are... The music is loud. Rich, can you turn down the audio? Yeah, that one. There you go. That should be good. How's that? How's that music? How's that rocking for you? Better? Great.
Well, no, the music just stopped in the game, so we
Oh,
can't.
shit, you're
How do
right.
we fucking know?
No, there's no way to know. Hey, happy Father's Day, everybody. Yes. Wonderful day. What a wonderful day. As it happens every year, my wife gave me the best Father's Day present, which is a quiet house. That's all I ever want, Rich. It's just quiet.
You want to be left alone. What do I want for Father's Day? I want nothing to do with any of my children.
Pretty much.
Or family members.
Pretty much. You know, I love my children. Okay.
You one says, Hack Frauds, I didn't expect you guys to actually play this on stream. Are you playing the Hearts of Stone or just campaign?
I'm still in the main campaign. Apparently, though, I can't continue until we download the Hearts of Stone.
That sounds annoying.
But I'm just in the main campaign, so I don't know why that's... To open the save, Hearts of Stone expansion. Well, shit. We'll see how long that takes to download, because that was our whole plan. Can you X out the overlay so I can download things, please? Best laid plans, Rich.
Hold on. Click on this.
Thank you.
No problem.
Best laid plans. Do I have to? Oh shit.
At least we did check to make sure the game was installed.
That we did. Rich was like, "What do you feel like playing?" I said, "Oh, you know what? I was playing a little Witcher 3 today, and I'd like to keep doing that."
I texted you that a few hours ago. I'm like, we should be ready ahead of time.
Of course.
Ahead of time.
Of course, and then okay, DLC's Heart of Stone updating. Okay, so I said, "Hey, is Witcher 3 downloaded?" And it was, but shit. So let's see how long this takes to download. It's just an expansion, so I can't imagine it'll take too long. But of course, we are streaming, Rich. In the meantime, oh, this is gonna take for fucking ever, isn't it? Great. In the Don't worry, Rich. I have a backup plan.
Rich Evans is not associated with this game stream.
Oh, now it's going. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so Father's Day, quiet.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an unreasonable request to, have a little break. Because I work from home, it means that I usually watch my children a lot. I'm in charge of my children a lot, and so
The bar's moving awfully slowly.
well, we'll see how far we get. I have a backup plan. Don't worry. I have a backup plan. As soon as we're done just chit-chatting about nonsense, we'll see how far we get, and if we're not anywhere near, then I'll go to backup plan, okay? So, I get quiet. I got to finish a book that I was reading, which I'm really happy about. I got like 4 or 5 solid hours of no one bothering me.
Yeah.
And no responsibilities, and I finished my book.
That's nice.
It's called Thisbe Festoop and the Black Mountain.
Okay.
And it's like a young adult adventure novel. Actually, I got it for my kid, but I started reading it and really enjoyed it. And it's about it's like a fantasy setting thing, and I thought it was really cute, and I got to finish that today, and I was really happy. I was really happy about finishing my book.
Yeah.
We are now at 20%. Are we saying backup plan?
Person in chat,
Yeah.
I am very aware that XCOM is now on GOG and is in fact, it's DRM because it's DRM free because it's on GOG.
Of course.
And it is currently 80% off.
What?
This GOG's having a summer sale, and I didn't discover this until last night.
Uh-huh.
And obviously no one was around, but I excitedly posted about it in our chat. For anyone who might be around, I was like, "Oh my god, XCOM, it's on GOG. Well, it's DRM free. It's 80% off. Oh my god."
I'll tell you, Rich. I knew about this weeks ago, because
you didn't tell me.
Well, here's the thing, because people were tweeting it at me incessantly, and I guess I just had assumed that this is something you knew.
No,
because why wouldn't you know that XCOM is on GOG? Two of your favorite things are now together. Why wouldn't you know about that, right? And so you told me, and you were very excited. I was like, "Oh, I thought you already had it." So I'm sorry that I didn't tell you earlier.
You gotta get Twitter rich. Look, for every useful post, there's gonna be about 2,000 jackasses asking me about Star Wars.
Hey, as the person who runs Previously Recorded's Twitter, I can guarantee that's true.
Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. Why don't you like The Last of Us? Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should definitely get that Twitter.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And then a ton of people sending you the exact same article going, "Hey, I know you like this thing. Here's an article about it." But you know what? We do get some good. There is some good stuff in there. Sometimes people are like, "Hey, this game. Have you seen this game? I know you like this other game." And we get a lot of good recommendations from that. But Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. We got an email recently, Rich.
Yeah.
And I was planning on not really responding to it, but since we have a few more minutes to kill here, we're at 50% already, so I think we're doing good. The email was saying, like, besides the whole DRM thing.
Yeah.
Assuming that's point number one, if we were to take a survey and recommend any changes to Steam, obviously number one, DRM.
Yeah.
What do you think any other recommendations would be? This was a question posted to us via email. And it's a big question, and you and I aren't necessarily user interface experts.
Right.
But, I started thinking about it, besides the whole you don't own your game thing, which obviously is point number one, right?
Uh-huh.
And point number two for me is it is an awful browsing experience.
Yeah.
Shopping. You can't just go shopping on Steam. You have to know what you're looking for ahead of time.
Because there's too much shit.
There's just so much crap everywhere. And it's intimidating and it's infuriating because, if you say, "Oh, you know what? I like adventure games." Okay, adventure games, and a list of 80,000 adventure games comes up, and everyone has different user reviews, and everyone is 80% good and 90% bad, and yeah. And so that was my big thing. I figured we could take this time so whoever wrote us that email could hear it right now.
I'm two minds on this. Like, yeah, I could see where curation really useful. On the other hand, I don't mind that there are options, even if a lot of them are crap.
Yeah.
But maybe if there were just like a filter. Steam had like a button that was just crap filter.
Crap filter.
Yeah, the Steam store, the crap filtered experience.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of that, you've got Wild Steam.
Yes.
You have two Steam browsing experiences. It changes with the click of a button.
Yes.
The curated option. We're going to filter out all of these games, and you're just going to see the curated ones.
Yeah.
But anybody can still post shit on Steam. And if you don't have the curation filter on, here's all of the crap.
Right. Like, you can you can choose your curators. We have maybe our Steam recommends. We have bestsellers.
It should be a Steam official curated option segment store.
Sure.
That's nice. It's the good shit. It's the quality shit.
Yeah. Or
I don't know, anime tits and bad rats.
All it is a shovel. It's just a shovel that you click and you just start digging through the crap. Actually, I like that. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Are you guys a part of the Steam curation system? No, and I know there is. Like they've basically crowdsourced curation. They have Steam curators. They have influencers.
If you just do it by like what's popular with the users, then it's like the tyranny of the masses. Like every Steam game would be some kind of Fortnite knockoff, and I'd never find anything that I like.
That's true.
You need an official Steam curated, and not just a brute users recommend this.
Yeah. Like they do have like they have curators.
Yeah.
Like they have like, oh, if you like,
No. Steam, for every game they like, it needs to be an official Valve Steam curated segment of the
seal
store.
of quality.
Seal of quality.
Yeah.
Turn the filter off, all the shit.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Anime tits versus regular tits, right. You could probably trust more on word of mouth than on online storefront, but then at that point, Steam. This is about the shopping experience, the browsing experience, the discovering something new experience. And so, if you're gonna find, like, let's say you have a website that you go to that you get all your gaming news from, and you go, oh, that game looks interesting. Then you go to Steam and search for that game. Then why even have a storefront at all? Just have an alphabetical A to Z list of every game available.
Yeah.
Having a storefront serves no purpose at that point if you're not using them as a storefront. But if they have some sort of, we think this is a really good game or an interesting game or the Steam seal of approval, then you have a storefront. You have a purpose.
Yeah.
It's not just wading through shite. Great. That downloaded rather fast.
How about Valve ignores Steam and, I don't know, makes a game? Valve is far more valuable as a Steam provider than they are making games. If I had to choose between Half-Life 3 and Steam, as much as I have issues with their DRM, Steam has kept PC games cheap and easily available.
Right. Think about what you're asking here,
Steam is far more valuable than Valve making Half-Life 3.
Yeah, like whoever just wrote that is advocating for Valve to give up Steam. Take a moment. Take a moment, my friend. Because we don't want that to happen. Okay. Rich.
Yeah.
Turn her back on.
Oh.
That was a nice, quick and easy download there. Yeah. I know. What? Oh God, what happened?
Can Valve not do both? Well, they're only interested in doing one of these two things. Obviously, they're not interested in Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, when you say Valve should make games again, all you give a shit about is Half-Life 3.
Listen, Portal's a great game.
Yeah, but do we really need Portal 3? Is it necessary?
I even though I enjoyed a lot of it, I don't think we needed Portal 2. But as you know what, as a company that was willing, the reason that we got Portal is because as a company, Valve was willing to put out something that was a little weird and risky. Yeah. They had their money behind that, saying, we'll bundle this with the Half-Life series and with Team Fortress 2 because it's a weird, quirky little thing, right? Mm-hmm. If people don't like it, it's bundled with other games. But they were able to make it because they had a little seal of approval. Okay, where did those bricks...
Did I like the Moneyball movie? I know you are into baseball. Movie? I don't even really remember the movie. I love the book, though. So, there you go. The book is better. The book is more interesting.
It's always that case. I did hear good things about the movie, though. That's Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they went away. They used to have, like, red bricks on the floor over here. Huh. Okay. We have to come up with a better way to have our...
It's the story about how nerds changed baseball.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's also a story about Billy Beane and how he had all these expectations to be a great player and he wasn't, and why he wasn't, and how the new way they're looking at statistics via Moneyball factors into why he wasn't a great player. It's a great book.
It actually, like, as someone who is not a sports fan in any way, it actually sounds like a really interesting read.
Uh-huh.
So. Shit. By the way, look at this creature. I'm not going to fight it because it's too powerful for me, but I came across it on my way over here. Look at this thing. I'm going to get close and then I'm going to run away. Oh, shit. Where is it? I want to get close and run away because it is so cool looking.
You just kill it.
No, I can't. It's too powerful. Look at it, though. Look at it. Isn't that cool? All right, Roach. Run away! Run away!
Do you name him Roach, or is his name just Roach?
His name is just Roach.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Fuck. Should have stepped in. I ran into that guy on my way. I'm on a little side mission. An old lady asked me to check on her house that was full of ghosts.
Yeah. And
I ran into that dude. And I was like, oh, he's so cool looking. I want to fight him, but he's at a much higher level than I am. So I'm not fucking with him.
It bothered me that Brad Pitt's team never won a World Series. Well, if you're looking up Moneyball as some kind of feel-good narrative, I mean, it's just not that. It's a book about baseball statistics. and the reason his team didn't go on to win a World Series is because other teams started ripping off their system.
Ah.
That's the same metric. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
It's what teams do now.
Oh, whoa. All right.
Because they changed baseball.
And changing the face of baseball doesn't necessarily mean winning at all the baseballs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, Roach.
Come on, Roach.
Well, it means they were really efficient with a cheap team. They still weren't good enough to win, but they had to put together a team on a budget.
Sure.
It's like there was a year when, I think it was like the A's had a new owner, and they like slashed the budget and what they were willing to pay players, and they lost like a lot of good players. They lost like Mark McGuire and what's his face? They lost some good players.
Okay.
Jose Canseco, I think.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, well, now we got to put together a team, and we can't afford good players, and they just had to take another look on what made a good player and how you could put together a team efficiently, without using superstars.
Okay. Fuck. There's a bear. I can beat a bear. I can fight a bear. Damn it. Fucking bear. Yeah. Yeah.
Chicken flavored chicken 2 in the chat saying, I love The Last of Us despite its faults, but I feel as if the sequel could collapse under the weight of its own bullshit. Look, the first one collapsed under the weight of its own bullshit, like, almost immediately for me.
By all accounts, the second one looks to be exactly the same as the first one. So if that's something you're into, that's great. You're gonna have, for anyone who really enjoyed The Last of Us, it looks like The Last of Us 2 is gonna be a great time for you. But for anyone who didn't, you ain't. And that's fine. That's pick up the fucking flower.
You know what The Last of Us is?
Huh.
It's macaroni in a flashy bowl.
All right. I'm down with your metaphor.
All right, Vanquish, third-person shooter, right?
Vanquish is a third-person
It's
shooter.
some high-quality macaroni. It's macaroni. There's bacon in the macaroni.
Sure.
There's seasonings.
Got those breadcrumbs on top.
Got those breadcrumbs on top. And you know what? It's in a very functional bowl.
Okay.
It's a clean plastic bowl with smooth lines. It's not a fancy bowl, but it's pleasant to look at. It's a bowl that gets the job done.
Yeah.
The Last of Us, it's just straight up Kraft macaroni and cheese. But it's in like a ceramic bowl with all these designs carved into it, and there's like somebody put like an umbrella into the bowl. But it's just, you know what? It's just plain watered down macaroni. I'm a gamer. I want the fancy macaroni in the plain bowl, rather than the plain macaroni in the fancy bowl.
I'm absolutely down with your analogy here.
Yes, I want macaroni, not a bowl. I'm a gamer.
This.
Love you, Rich, but you're full of shit. How? How am I full of shit? Please explain how I am full of shit. Please explain how The Last of Us isn't really bland gameplay mechanics with a lot of polish and storytelling and polish.
And by the way, I'm going to play a little devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
If you are a person who's just into the story experience, good for you.
Enjoy your bowl. I
Enjoy
really
your
don't
bowl.
care.
Right, exactly.
I really don't care.
But also understand that there is a difference between story and gameplay. And if you dig The Last of Us because of the story, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. We don't want to harsh on your story buzz. But no matter how good your bowl is, that doesn't change the quality of mac and cheese that goes in it. To keep with this analogy. All right, where'd that old lady at? Hey, old lady, I got rid of the ghosts. Ooh, hey. Hey, merchant.
What? Got anything interesting?
Yig1 says, do you guys have a wish list of games you want to play that are out? Not like a list. There's games I know I need to get to, and maybe I'll get to them someday, but
Yeah.
it's not a matter of just going through a list, because you have to be in the mood for whatever it is.
Well, agreed. And like, not only do you have to be in the mood, you need time.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's the part of the equation that fails the hardest. I mean, for me at least, where it's just like The Witcher 3, I have about 40 hours into it at this point in time. 30, 40 hours, I forget, like somewhere around there. And I would love to just spend an entire week and play nothing but Witcher 3, but that just won't happen. What this? Additional information.
Then you have Firewatch, which is a really fancy bowl. There's just like a bean in it. Just a single bean. Uncooked bean.
Great bowl, though. And the bean, like, a lot of people don't like beans, but it's like lentils. It's like, and it's hearty, and it's not for everyone, but lentils are good. You fuck. What are you? What are you? Can I see? Oh, yeah. I think I have a saddlebag. Do I have a saddlebag on Roach? I don't. I actually know. Alright, that's fine. Whatever. How do I know if I have a saddlebag on Roach? Because I do. There it is. Is that a better saddle?
David Eno People says, hey, Jake and Rich.
Hi.
You guys should play Injustice 2. Now is the perfect time because it's Father's Day and Jack promised. What are some...
Jack promised.
You did not, but okay. What are some stories, Jack, of other lies you've told? LOL, fuck my porg pancake. Do you care to address this?
I have promised that at one point we will play Injustice 2. I don't know if I necessarily promised we would play it today.
Okay.
I like Injustice, and we should play Injustice 2, and I think playing it we will have a lot of fun. You'll talk about comic books and general comic book absurdity, because last time we had a lot of fun doing that. Oh, I probably need a Roach near me, right, to put this saddle on him? Oh, no, apparently not. Okay. All right, great. Get out of here. All right, where'd that old lady at? she's in here. Okay, great. But, you know.
All right, Yugwon says, Rich, your favorite Star Wars character? Jar Jar Binks or Jexter Dexter? My favorite Farscape character is John Crichton, the protagonist. I think a show needs a good, strong, solid protagonist that you like and can root for.
Well, and he does do that fish out of water thing,
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
you know, like not only is he the protagonist, but like you know, he's also the excuse for the world building. Is you know, like they're not just telling him what's going on, they're telling us the audience. And that's always better, I think, to have that as your protagonist instead of like the side character who's like, what's this? Like the goofy sidekick who doesn't know what's going on. And then you're mad at the sidekick.
Why don't you know?
Why don't you know these things? But if they're telling us, the audience, through the eyes of the protagonist, that makes it a little better, a little easier to swallow, I think.
You've returned. Come of my home.
Mr. Bobble Sock Bobs says, Rich, the Have in the Bag with Palpy and Plinkett was my favorite of all time. It's a fantastic concept. More, please? There are currently no plans for more Half in the Bag Plinkett with Palpatine.
Roderick,
No current
my
plans.
husband. He killed him. Gods.
Capone LOL says, Jack, don't forget to use bombs.
Truth can be
They're great
cruel.
and you replenish them by meditating. Also, Rich, did you ever try playing Witcher 3? I highly recommend it. It's my favorite RPG of all time.
With my treasures?
Yeah, pretty generous as rewards go.
You've
I have
earned
not
every
played it.
last bit.
Time I was on my way.
I couldn't get into The Witcher
Gods
1.
guide you.
Well,
Tried. I know. There's some anal part of me, though, that if I'm going to play the Witcher series, I'd want to do them 1, 2, 3.
Oh well, and you know, like I think just from age standpoints, just like just skip those. Wait, get to the good stuff.
There's an anal part of me that would insist on plowing through 1 first.
You're a crazy man.
No? Yes.
You know, like I was playing a bit of Skyrim, and I played a little on the we're 6 stream. And I'm generally enjoying the world of Skyrim, and it's very interesting and it's very deep. It's crazy deep. Though right now I'm at a little bit of a problem where I'm collecting all these books.
Yeah.
And all the books, like you can learn stuff through the books, you can learn power through the books, and I don't necessarily want to dump them anywhere, and I'm very close to buying a house. But I have no place to hold all my books until I get a house, and my carry capacity is always at almost full.
See, Skyrim's daunting just because that seems like a game that requires a large chunk of your time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the other part of Skyrim, is the combat super sucks.
Yeah.
It is not satisfying at all to win or lose. It's just your thunk, 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 thunk.
First-person melee is frequently bad.
It feels bad.
Okay.
It feels really bad. And so, you know, like today was, you know, it was my day at home. So it's like, played a Witcher 3. And the combat in this is very nice and visceral. And so even though, and I like the monsters in this better. So I might be more of a Witcher 3 person as compared to Skyrim.
Okay.
All right, I got to get back on my quest here. Tell the Baron. Yeah, I gotta tell the Baron what I learned about Anna. All right.
That's what I fear for Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, but it's Cyberpunk, so it'll probably have guns. I imagine Cyberpunk will be a bit of a shooter, which I can dig that.
Well, and I mean, we have to save a ton until we actually see gameplay.
Oh, that's true. But I mean, I'm going to imagine
Yeah.
that guns are a heavy part of the combat.
I think
Cyberpunk.
I'm sure that they showed guns in the trailer. I think that's a fair assumption.
Maybe guns and like hacking things to work for you.
Ooh, sure. And like everyone who has played, no one can release gameplay footage yet.
Yeah.
But there was a playable demo at E3, and everyone who has come out of that demo is busting at the seams to be like, you need to see this. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
So I'm slightly hyped for Cyberpunk, and just knowing how deep they can make a world with Witcher 3.
I'm interested to see more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Let me finish that thought. It's going to be fun to see what they come up with. Not necessarily that the game is gonna be fun, but it'll be fun to see what they come up with.
Cyberpunk will have laser swords. That would suck.
It might have a laser sword, but who knows if that will be the
Yeah.
focus of the combat.
A Midnight Grind says, "Hey guys,
Hey,
did you recently discuss Logan's Run, or am I losing my mind? Thanks. If you did, gracias. As wonky as it is, I recommend it to anyone that hasn't seen it. And did you know that it's possibly being remade? I'm not shocked that it's being remade, because it's old enough. Dated enough, at least visually.
yeah, it could stand for a remake. I hope they keep a lot of the same ideas.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I say that as a fan of Logan Run. I think
Right.
you and I have talked about this. Logan's Run is a fantastic movie.
Yeah, Logan's Run, I love it.
Yeah.
It's not in my list of movies that you shouldn't. There's no reason to remake it. I'm not putting Logan's Run in that category. So go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're necessarily going to do it right.
That's the fear, of course.
To get a dumber Logan's Run
right.
with CGI, but
But we also could get a more streamlined Logan's Run. I feel like it does lose a little.
okay.
Come on now.
And we have talked about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We have
that's not just you. We have talked about it in the past.
It does. It does. Lose. It sinks a little bit. But Logan's Run is fantastic. It's two movies in one. you get two movies in one.
What else is on my never remake list? Well, Ghostbusters, RoboCop.
Ooh. Oh shit, Rich.
All right.
You're 0 for 2.
I know. I know.
Back to the Future? Could they remake that? What do you think?
Well, no, it would suck, but it would. You know what?
Could-
The only thing that would be interesting about a Back to the Future remake,
Yeah.
would be like watching Back to the Future through my dad's eyes,
Okay.
because they would be going back to the 80s when I grew up.
Oh.
See, when I watched Back to the Future as a kid, the 50s was some strange alien thing to me. And my dad watches Back to the Future, and it's like, those are the things from my childhood. So, in general, I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
It would be, like I said, it would just be curious to watch it from the same perspective my dad watched Back to the Future from.
Maybe instead of a remake, we just get Back to the Future 4.
That'd be a soft reboot.
Yeah, of course, but something. Could they make a good version of it? I think is the question. And the answer is, of course, yes. They can make a good version of anything. Squish, squish, squish.
Slow now.
Slow now, Roach.
Winds howling.
All right, who gave me this quest? The Baron. I forget what I'm doing here. I was doing a couple of side quests, and I forgot about what this quest was, so I gotta...
I'm listening. What do you come to me with?
Got news of your wife.
Plowing hell, why'd you not say so forthwith? Where is she? Why have you not returned with her?
She's in Crookback Bog. Got food, a place to live, and keeps herself busy. Didn't look like she had the slightest desire to leave.
You were to bring her back, not report on the conditions she lives under.
I was supposed to find her, and I did. That was our deal, nothing more.
Oh yeah, I think she said she didn't want to go back.
Rotten to the core. A base bastard, don't you?
You know, there's some moral choices when it comes to your quests in this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I had an option to, like, you know, basically kidnap his wife and bring her back to him, and I might have chosen not to. You think me rotten to the core, base bastard, don't you? You believe I alone am at fault, Fred. What happened here? Oh God, oh yeah. This was a really neat mission. I don't know if you remember that. I don't know if I played this with you or if I played this on one of my solo streams. This was a really strange one where this Baron tried to raise his baby from the dead, and there was a zombie baby that we had to murder.
I remember a ghost wife.
That was a ghost mistress.
Oh, okay.
Who ended up having the stillborn baby that came back as a zombie baby. That was actually one of the missions that completely flipped how I thought about this game, and I was like so down. Like, you have to murder a zombie baby, and I was really happy. Let's see here. So now I have to this, and this is the problem with a game like this and taking such long breaks, is I have to remember what I thought about him. Like, he is kind of a bastard. Yeah, I'm gonna say you were at fault for what happened here.
Actually, that's exactly what I think.
Yeah,
The
dickhead.
world might seem black and white to you witches, but for us common folk, it's shades of grey.
Happy Father's Day, zombie babies.
They're saying you didn't have to kill the zombie baby.
No, I chose to kill the zombie baby. Let's see here.
Probably gonna say you're not the only one to blame. All right then, I'm willing to hear your side of the story.
Should I talk over the dialogue?
Normally I would say yes, but actually this is a game I'm kind of into, so
That's fine. That's fine.
I know.
It was love at first sight. A spear tore through my shoulder at the Battle of Anchor. She tended to my wound. Once I'd recovered, I asked her to marry me. She wept with joy. Soon after, Tamara was born. After
Tamara.
that, they sent me to Sidaris. The warlord had risen against King Ethan, and Foltest sent help. It was one battle to the next, one conflict after another. It was a life of war. I was seldom home, and I found comfort in drink. Grew so fond of hooch, I couldn't part with it when I did get home.
Hold on, there's something that's really bothering me over here. I have to leave for a second.
All right. I'll leave off here then. Doodall3 says, "Hey guys, just wanted to say thanks for all the great content. Been going through a rough patch recently, but Prereq and Red Letter Media never fail to cheer me up when I'm down. Dumb question. What video game world would you least want to live in? Star Wars."
I mean, almost any of them, like
Most of them.
in most of them, because if you're just living in a world, you're not the hero. You're
Yeah.
the fucking NPC that gets trounced upon by ghouls and drunken barons and Jedis and Imperial stormtroopers. Yeah, you're just fucked. You're fucked in whatever world you live in. But like I probably like the Division 2 world where everyone gets smallpox and dies.
Right,
Like fuck
right.
that.
Well, there's a lot of video game world where everybody dies.
Right, exactly.
All right.
I went from front to front.
So Jack,
battle
Yeah,
to
Rich.
battle, collecting
how is this
soldiers
different from a
fallen,
cutscene?
while Anna
You hate
It's not.
you hate storytelling in games.
I do.
I just want to pinpoint what is different about this.
That's a great question. And it's something I've been trying to deal with. I think the thing.
Because I think it's the same reason that I hate Naughty Dog games,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed the first couple of Mass Effects. Where you feel like you're a part of the damn world. You feel like
Yes.
you're doing something, you're making a decision,
Well-
you have an effect on things.
Well, and that's the thing. In these, all of these cutscenes tend to lead to more gameplay.
Yeah.
Like, and it doesn't. It's not just like, okay, I play the game, put the controller down, cutscene. Okay, play the game. But here,
Couldn't you, in theory, just go to more gameplay without cutscenes?
oh sure, you could. But then that doesn't. Like, I think the game, its world building and gameplay is immersive enough where I actually care about these characters, and you're coming back to them over and over again. I think this is it. Just does it so well that I'm into it.
I just wanted to clarify
Yeah.
before people start bitching.
Oh, of course. And this just does it well. I'm into the world. I'm into, this drunken bastard and his family. He killed his baby.
What you're saying is this is actually immersive as opposed to fake immersive where you're just playing out someone else's script.
Yes. But,
Okay.
and of course, this is all scripted.
I know.
Everything is scripted, but I feel like I have some control over what's happening.
Yeah.
And I dig that.
Okay.
So, yeah. And I dig that. And I'm sure, there are other games that do it this well, but I've been turned off to so many cutscenes because so many people so many games do it poorly. For a long time, Rich, for most of my teenage years and for most of my 20s, I'm going to say for like a good 15, 20 years of my life,
Yeah.
I refused to eat cake.
Yeah.
Hated cake. I'd have a birthday party, don't make me a cake, let's have cookies, let's have ice cream. Hated cake.
Uh-huh.
As I got older and struck out on my own and moved to a nice area that had classy restaurants, started eating more cake, and I just realized that I've been eating shit cake my life.
Yeah.
Like you have a kid birthday party, you don't buy him a nice cake, you buy a shit sheet cake from the grocery store, right? Or you make a box mix, and I was just having shitty cake all the time.
Yeah.
So I had convinced myself that I hated cake, and I just hated shitty cake. And so The Witcher 3 is oh,
It's good cake.
good cake exists. What?
Rich really needs to finish The Last of Us. Okay.
Oh shit.
I played the first 5 hours.
Yeah.
I kind of despised it.
Yeah.
I kind of despised it. Presuming it's a 15-hour game.
Yeah.
That is, let's say after 5 hours it magically stops sucking.
Yeah.
That's still a bullshit ratio of suck to not suck.
Even let's go generous. Let's say it's a full 20 hours.
It's still bullshit.
That's 1/4 of hardcore suck. Right?
Right.
Absolutely. If you can't if a game can't get a player in within the first 4 hours, it sucks.
That's why I had the idea. Let's do the first 4 hours of
anything beyond that. It's just like a movie. If a movie can't convince an audience of its premise in the first 20 minutes,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a shit movie. There are, of course, exceptions to this rule.
Imagine Anna wasn't exactly pleased.
Ha! Bloody understatement if I've ever heard one. She flew into a fit. Hysteria. Threw herself at me, kicking and clawing. Finally grabbed a knife. It would have been the end of me if I'd not leapt aside. It was the first time I hit her. I had to calm her. Felt I had no other means. Things changed. They would never be the same. Anna tried to take her own life, and mine, several times. She would prod me, goad me, taunt me, in the hope I would hit her again, perhaps. She'd scream that I'd robbed her life of love, that I'd destroyed the idea for her, and so I might as well kill her. How many times I apologized. How many armfuls of blooms and gifts I brought. She cared not a bit. 2 years of her anger had turned to indifference, broken at times by her bouts of hysteria and my bouts of drunkenness. Cannot fathom how we survived those years, but we did. Now, as you know now, not everything was as it might have seemed.
Yeah, now she's living with some fucking witches.
What's so despicable about The Last of Us? Oh god, I keep letting myself get sucked in.
You do.
I do.
We have a couple options here.
Yeah. Is it the bland third-person
Well-
shooter gameplay? Is it the bland stealth gameplay? Or is it the overwrought, long, tedious cinematic sequences where I'm playing out the game director's scripted vision and not actually playing a game.
Yeah.
One of those things? All of those things. It's all of those things.
Well, and so here's our options, Rich. Yeah, you either have to just completely put your blinders on and not talk about The Last of Us, or
I have to. I know.
Or we have to do a full thing.
No, I'm going to put the blinders on.
That's probably the best. Because you know what, Rich? I don't want to do a full thing. I don't want to play The Last of Us.
Okay.
I don't want to.
You're right. Faults on both sides, yours and hers.
I'm content that you finally see that.
Oh, that's what
If you won't bring Anna home, you might at least tell me how she landed in that blasted swamp.
Macaroni blinders? That sounds like a good idea.
She made a pact with the crones and, well, I think she might have lost her mind.
A pact? What the bloody hell?
She was with child, a child she didn't want to bear.
Rich was enjoying himself when he first started streaming The Last of Us. Well, I kept waiting for the game to start.
For a year of her
It
search.
was a fine cinematic opening, and I kept waiting for the game to start and get interesting, and then
all right. Any minute now.
it never turned into a fun game.
Beside her would
Yes, I know his daughter died, and that's very sad and emotional. I don't give a shit.
suddenly forced her body to miscarry.
Yeah.
I think that
Done. Go away.
her mind. Then they placed magic tethers on her. Tethers that cause great pain when tested. A guarantee she'll pay off her debt.
A pact with witches? Bloody nightmare. Sounds like some jest. We must get her out. We can't leave her there.
Venturing into the swamp, even with armed men, is just a bad idea. It's a dangerous place inherently, and I think those crones are a greater threat than anyone realizes.
I'll not sit on my ass waiting for them to return her. Would you wait? Count on their mercy if they had your daughter?
Probably not, but I'm a witcher.
And I'm a husband and a father who's fucked up his life and the lives of his loved ones. I'll gather my men. Go there.
Oh, he's
and
gonna get
retrieve
killed.
Anna.
Great. By the way, like, you know, Gwent is a card game.
I
And so
understand
like
that.
we're right in the middle of this intense conversation about like his wife and possibly like sending his men to get murdered. And I have an option to say, you know what, let's play some Gwent. All right.
We had a deal. I've done my part. Your turn to do yours.
Yeah, this dude's gonna get killed by a bunch of witches.
Now what did I last?
Basilisk, it had just attacked you.
Ah, right. Gargantuan. One solid brute.
Oh, our green screen's not perfect.
It looked
Oh, yeah.
I noticed that on the white background.
Watch out!
If I don't survive this, you're to take whatever you want from the fortress.
You'll survive!
Ah, let's show this bastard what we're worth.
Oh shit, I gotta play as her again. She plays a little differently. Whoa, shit.
Captain SWC says, "Hey guys,
Hey,
Jack,
I'm Jack.
glad to see you back into The Witcher 3.
Oh yeah, I'm in.
I've gotten back into it as well after you turned me on to NoClip and watched his doc on The Witcher and CD Projekt.
Project.
Cheers." You're welcome.
Yeah. Oh man, it's there. He's so great. I dig all of his documentaries, even ones about games I don't necessarily care about. Like he has this one about Final Fantasy Online.
Fuck you. Whisker Cuddle says, "Would love your thoughts on my opera singing. Included a short recording with a link. Also, I subbed. I actually have some monies. I'm going to go get a good burger from my local. I can afford a burger.
You did it.
Congratulations."
Oh fuck.
And I will have no good feedback on your opera singing. I am
Nope.
sorry.
We're not going to listen to it. I don't, that strikes me as suspect. God, I'm sucking. Do I have? You don't even have.
Latchkey Kid says, Rich, if you're okay with RPGs and with shooting mechanics, do you think you'll ever try Fallout 4? The shooting mechanics aren't amazing, but they're the best in the series so far, at least. Tons of weapons, and you can ignore the VATS time stop if you want. I didn't really have any plans to. I'm not morally opposed to Fallout.
You can't play Fallout for religious reasons?
Right.
Is that? My religion is very weird. It's entirely based on playing Fallout. I'll be honest with you. No other rules. But apparently, I can get into heaven if I just don't play Fallout. So
I thought Fallout 4 was. People were saying that was the worst in the series or something.
It's
Polarizing.
It's polarizing.
Okay.
Some people say it's the worst. Other people say it's the best. Fuck. Basilisk. I've heard many people, and you know what? I've heard some people say it's the worst, but they still have like 500 hours into it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just the worst. I only have 500 hours into it. Is like the stuff they say. So.
Dr. Move It Up says, Jack,
I'm Jack.
thanks for getting me into Dead Sarah.
Ah, yeah. Well, thank the chat. They're the ones that brought that up.
Which one was that?
They're like a rock band.
Oh, okay.
It's like a female-fronted rock band and the lead singer just wails. She's great.
And thanks to the person that let you know about the new album, Heaven's Got a Back Door, is amazing.
Yeah, like I listened to their new song. They have a new song called like I'm Un-American. That's their new single. And this singer on her other songs just has this amazing natural wail, just like a metal, just like a like old school like punky metally singing voice, right? And it's great, but on their new single she uses like distortion on her vocals, and it just ruins the entire thing. It ruins the entire thing.
All right, so how did that guy you were talking to teleport here, and/or how did you turn into a girl?
Right, important. This is a flashback.
Okay.
So in the main mission right now, Geralt is looking for Ciri.
Okay. Okay.
Not his daughter, but his daughter surrogate.
Okay.
And so that's who he's looking for right now. And so the Bloody Baron is telling Geralt all of how he met Ciri. And so we're playing a flashback, and it's kind of disturbing because she doesn't have all the powers I'm used to, and she plays a little differently. And I gotta go up the thing. Okay, so get to the top of the tower. So she plays a little differently, and it's a little weird. I don't think I'm doing this right. This doesn't feel right. Oh. Apparently, if I went there, yeah.
Great artist Neil Breen says, what is Furiosa's backstory? I imagine she started out as a bride of Immortan Joe. While trying to escape, she lost her arm. No longer being perfect, Joe cast her out. Then in a world of rape and violence, she worked her way to becoming an imperator.
I think if anyone rejected Immortan Joe, they'd be dead.
Well, all right, there was what I always assumed. I know George Miller has since said in some kind of interview or something somewhere that she lost it in a big battle.
Yeah.
It's like an epic battle that caused her to lose her arm, so that ruined my little pet theory.
Okay.
I had always assumed the reason she wasn't a bride is because she was born with a deformity, and thus she would not provide him with the perfect children he wanted.
I like that.
But that theory got, at least as far as outside of the movie, like just people, the director talking about it got shot down.
Sure.
So
I think you can still hold on to that theory unless they make her backstory. You know, like that's just him gibbering.
because if she lost the arm, and Morton Joe is, I don't think he cared about the perfect woman. He cared about the perfect baby. It's like,
Right.
The baby was perfect. It would have been a perfect baby boy. And,
But if she lost the arm and still won the battle, he would care more about having a good warrior because he already has wives. I think.
All right, but why would she even get to the point of being in a battle? Why wouldn't she have just immediately been thrown in the wiving chamber?
There's a lot of women in the community. I mean, she's a good-looking woman. But you know what? Maybe that's why she shaved her head and dresses the way she does to appear unattractive to Immortan Joe.
Okay.
Maybe like the reason she became a warrior and she dresses and acts the way she does was to be not feminine, to be unattractive to Immortan Joe. Maybe that's why. Oh shit.
You helped me as well. When your man brought me here, you fed me.
So
clothed me,
that's what I'm
got
assuming.
My wounds looked after.
Gobbledygook says, "Hey Jack,
Hey,
have you tried Fortnite on the Switch?
I have.
My whole family is playing this now as their favorite. The graphics look a bit more like Team Fortress and Overwatch than the more realistic PUBG graphics. Also, like DC Universe, it's free, you fucks."
The Fortnite's got their corner staked out.
Well, they ripped off their corner. Is what
No.
you're saying.
They saw the tide, man. They saw the tide, and they go, "Oh man, yeah, PUBG's getting some popularity, huh?" People like that battle royale. But here's what they did. Here's why they're way smarter.
Okay.
One, they have a style to
Yeah.
Fortnite. Fortnite has its own unique style, right?
Sure.
Two, a free-to-play game. So the barrier to entry is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all they make all their money through microtransactions and cosmetic bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. That means every kid is going to play this game because it doesn't cost any money. No, like why would you spend $40 to play PUBG when you can start playing a battle royale for free?
Is PUBG 40?
However much PUBG.
Yeah.
It's a a brilliant and terrifying business model. They're killing it.
Never played PUBG because it's pay to play. Isn't that better than microtransactions? If I had to pick between pay to play and pay to win, I'll take pay to play.
Yeah, but Fortnite isn't play to win. It's all cosmetic stuff.
Okay.
Like, if you want the cool dance move emote, you got to pay $1, If you want the goofy outfit, you got to pay $1, that kind of stuff. And I know, like, right now, PUBG is trying to sue Fortnite for ripping them off.
Yeah.
And you can, like
that, they have no ground to stand on.
they have no ground to stand on. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I think as far as gameplay goes, I would probably prefer PUBG because it's simpler.
Can you imagine a world where the only platformer anybody was allowed to make was Nintendo with Super Mario Brothers?
Right.
It was the only platformer ever allowed.
That's it.
That's it.
We have the copyright on play. If you would like to
Mega Man, don't think so.
If you would like to pay us money,
Sonic, more like
to
Sonic.
use our intellectual property of the platformer, you can
Right.
pay us money.
Right.
Oh, by the way, and if that worked, Nintendo would never make another game again. They would sit back and the money would rake in because they owned the idea of platforming, right? Get out of town. But like I enjoy the simplicity of PUBG more because Fortnite has this whole building aspect to it that still doesn't quite click with me. But on the other side of things, Fortnite also has a ton of different gameplay options. Actually, they have a really fun one. I downloaded it for the Switch and played it just to see how it played. It plays fine. They have a really fun option right now that's a 50 versus 50 battle. It's not everyone for themselves. You get split up into 2 teams of 50. And so, blue team versus red team. Go nuts. Each of you starts on your own side of the map.
That seems like it would start fair, and then by the end, it's just you already know who's going to win, and it would be boring.
Pretty much, but you know what it's great at? Introducing people to the concept. You get to learn the map. You don't necessarily have to, it's not all on your own. It's a good place to start.
Let's get anal on me. All right. It would be Pitfall. Activision would be making all the money on the platformer. All right.
Yeah, well, you think that counts as the first?
As a side-scrolling platformer, yeah. Pitfall.
Okay. I'm just trying, Yeah, I guess.
The fun police came in.
The fun.
Thanks for helping her.
It's nothing. Now you've learned what you wanted to know, you must be in a hurry. But if you could,
Spit it out.
I want to go get Anna. Free her, bring her back.
I'd say id would have the only first-person shooter, but fucking old school id love giving shit away.
Any journey
Take a source code. We're not using it.
Right.
Which is why
But
I could use your
would it be it, or would it be the company they made that first dungeon crawler for?
mate and I'll be
Ooh, you're right.
And then would
You're
it?
right.
And then even to go before that, would it go to this? The Bethesda had that Elder Scrolls Arena for the PC. Is that pre all that stuff, or is that a different thing?
Not well.
Like how far back do you go with the
Right.
first person stuff?
Right.
Yeah,
Ultima Underworld, I think, was the around the same time as your Wolfensteins.
sure, and that was like a first person perspective. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's the history? What's the history on all this shit?
That's a world where id wouldn't even have been able to have made Wolfenstein, let alone Doom. Wow. Wow. Fuck it, everything is Pong. Yep, the Pong people could make that argument.
Everything is
We did a video game. Nobody else could do a video game. That's ours. What are you talking about?
right, but then of course, the television people would say, we have the right on moving images on a screen. And then the movie people say nope, we got that. But then the what was that called, the styloscope,
Yeah.
or whatever the rotating animated GIF was, you know that thing, what was it called, stereoscope, the very first
It was Nickelodeon, I think.
a Nickelodeon, the Zeotrope, was that it? The little thing that spun with the several different images to simulate movement.
Karen just mentioned this the other day too, and I just don't remember.
A rotating animated GIF. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Zeotrope.
Well, I know Space War came before Pong, Chad, but wasn't Space War always public domain? Wasn't that just some jackasses on a college campus on the computer for fun when they weren't doing serious work with the computer, just made that in a lark? I'm not sure anybody ever owned Space War. Like, nobody else had a fucking computer. You could only play one on a college campus. It wouldn't... Well, that's a goofy-looking thing.
What the fuck was that?
What was that?
Thank you.
man or monster. My men call him Uma and say he's a beast, but he seems a man to me. Just hideous as Ardle's shit.
Doesn't look like a monster, but my medallion's trembling. Strange. Where'd you find him?
Funny story, actually. I won him in a game of cards.
I won him in a game of cards. Ah, it's great.
Nothing better to play for is what I would ask.
I coulda.
To rest, indulge in the city's
Ah, it's great. I won a little monster man in my game of cards.
they were playing, so I joined in. Cards were kind that day. Had one devilish hand after another. Robbed the whoresun's blind. One fellow, the merchants, took it especially hard. He'd gambled away everything he'd brought from Skellige. Wanted terribly to play another hand, so I agreed. Asked him what he had to wager, and he showed me that sideshow. Not much in it for me, but fuck it, I thought. I'll give the man a chance to win something.
I like this guy.
Luck was not with him, and Uma wound up here at Crow's Perch. End of story.
The guy gambled his little freak, man. He's like, I didn't want him, but fuck it. And I was winning at cards, so, you know, I got me a little beast, man. You know. That's great.
Chat wants to know if you can win him in a game of Gwent against this guy.
Great. Wouldn't that be great? Instead of Roach following me around, I could get a little monster man to follow me around.
He'd be on your back.
It would be yes.
He could throw bombs at people.
That would be great. I would legitimately love that, but I'm sure that's not in the cards here. My guess is he's going to be a little side mission, and I have to choose.
Why don't you try?
Where? Huh?
Why don't you try?
Well, yeah, I'm going to see where it goes. I'm going to guess I have to choose whether I free him or something like that.
Proper Baron now. Even got a jester.
Aye. Now I feel something's not right with him.
How so?
Well, he seems more beast than man. But there's wisdom, cunning in the bastard's eyes. Or maybe I'm imagining it. Ever run into anything like him?
No, but he doesn't look dangerous.
Direct him to attack enemies like the boy in God of War. I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Like Geralt, who's this handsome, dashing, badass witcher, and then he's got his little monster friend.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I want to see what's up with the little monster man. I want to do the monster mash.
Prove a good father to her.
I'm feeling better, but my sinuses are fucked.
Oh, I'm very sorry,
Yeah.
Rich. I'm very, very sorry. This game, I can see if you're only seeing what I'm playing at this exact moment, why this game would look boring. I guess it's not is my only defense. Like, there's so much action.
You're in a talkie section?
I'm in a very talky section. I just got out of a very actiony section. I was playing this earlier, and, my kids were hanging out and watching, and, we fought some monsters, fought a little dragon thing, and then, I was just looking around a house, like that old lady's house, trying to, find clues of what happened to her husband.
Oh. No, go on.
And my kids were just like, do you think this is boring? And I was like, no. But I understand why you do. You can go. You don't have to watch. And they're like, no, I'll watch. And I was just poking around and looking for clues and stuff. Like, what's over there?
Speaking of open worlds where you can just encounter monsters and whatnot and run around for hours.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Dragon's Dogma is also on GOG now.
Oh.
I just rebought a ton of stuff that I had noticed is now on GOG.
You want that copy just in case?
Yeah, I got me some XCOM. I got me some Dragon's Dogma.
Yep.
Again and again. I got the Quake series.
Uh-huh.
Mostly again. I don't think I ever owned 3.
And I mean, I definitely I can't complain. I have often bought games for multiple systems. So
even though technically I have it, I have a DRM-free version because I have it on CD. I got Doom 3 just because with GOG, it's just less of a hassle.
Yeah. I'm gonna go see if I can find that monster man.
Now I need to buy another hard drive just to store this shit on my backups.
Yes, especially if you're actually worried about Steam pulling the shit.
That's the reason I want the DRM-free copy.
Right.
So I'm untethered to the internet and I can reinstall this shit whenever. So now I need to get a hard drive just for the extra space to store some of this shit on. Because it seems like GOG's starting to get the more recent stuff now. When it first started, it was just the old abandonware crap and Sierra games was all they had.
Yeah.
Now more newer things are making its way to GOG.
Absolutely. Well, and they're doing a lot of cross buy, where it'll appear on Steam and GOG. All right, I gotta. That's locked.
Do I like Doom 3? I was always fond of it, but then I replayed it after playing Doom 2016, and I was like, oh yeah, this really isn't that good. So I don't despise it, but I liked it far less after playing Doom 2016.
There's that little monster man.
Rich is a video game prepper. That would not be an inaccurate statement. I'm a video game prepper.
Yeah. You are preparing for the day that Steam decides that you can't play your games until you do something. What's that? What is that? Oh, okay. Okay, that's all. That's all you're doing. I wanted to see if I could find the Monster Man in here somewhere, and I don't think he's in here. I want to see if there's a little side quest with the Monster Man. Are you in here? Nope. Leave me be. All right, well, where's the Monster Man? Maybe he's upstairs.
I hope The Last of Us 2 will be on GOG. You know what? I'm not a horrible monster that doesn't want you to have things you like, so I hope it is too.
That's great, Rich. Did I look over here already?
You can enjoy the things you like.
Is Last of Us even on PC? I thought that was a PlayStation exclusive.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
I would assume that's a PlayStation exclusive, just because.
I think the first one came to Steam at some point, but I don't really remember.
Chat? Chad? Inform us of these things. It's pure assumption that I think it's only on PlayStation. Did I do this already? Yeah, I did. Hey. Where is that little booger?
Maybe I should send my man to the creek. Might catch something.
Trying to find that little monster man. I don't think he's here. Maybe he's with, he only showed up after I agreed to help the Baron. So I'm going to assume that he is like with the Baron when I meet up with him during this next mission, but I was thinking maybe he was in here. All right, fine. Fine, I'm going. Got to go fight some witches. Back to the witches.
Encephalopathetic says,
Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah.
This Friday, PUBG is releasing their small map.
Uh-huh.
Think you'll revisit the game? Also, Ryan's Babe. Even knowing the plot from the episode, I wasn't prepared for how incomprehensible it would be. And it is.
Oh yeah, there's no way we can do that game or that movie justice for how batshit insane it is. It's just not so bonkers.
There's a reason it drove us a little bit nuts.
Yeah. Can I? Really? I can't get in there?
Donated says, do not play Fallout 4. I am going to steal a criticism someone said about it. Every conversation has 4 things you can say, and all of them lead to, yes, you will help them with their problem. It is only self-imposed role-playing and no role-playing in story. Yug1 says, I have 300 hours on Witcher 3 New Game Plus Death March. It's great, except for dogs and wraiths. Those are things I don't know about.
I don't know about dogs and wraiths. No, I don't think I have a problem with wraiths. Ooh, treasure. Oh, I must have gotten this already. Well, the little guy's not in here either. Whoopsie, should have used the ladder.
Speaking of Ryan's Babe, I noticed on the case it had director's commentary. Have you given it a listen to at all to get an idea of what the guy was thinking? No, we have not listened to the commentary track. We did see a interview with him on the DVD, though. We watched that.
Yeah, that was intense. It was intense how brazen he was about how much he knew it was bad. Right? He was like, yeah, we made it on a budget. Sure, all of the overdub is off, but
He thought it was great anyway.
Exactly, yeah, but he was just like, yeah, we did this wrong. The overdub, who cares? I made a movie. I'm a doctor. Roach.